Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my first ever Q&A. I've been wanting to do this video for such a long time. Thank you to all of you that did give me your weird and wonderful questions. I've had some from YouTube, Instagram, Twitter and Snapchat as well. I've collated them all together in my little pad right here. I have to admit, some of these questions I'm going to find really difficult to answer. I think I've had a really good selected bunch of questions, so thank you very much if you did give me a question or two. Okay, for my first question I had one from the lovely Ebony Rose Music. Ebony, I love her channel. You've got to go check her out because her music and her voice is just absolutely beautiful. Now Ebony asked me, which fashion season do you prefer? Now this is quite a tricky question because I actually love all the seasons and for different reasons as well, but if I had to pick one, I would say ultimately it would be the spring into summer season. So spring, I love the pastels, I love the satins, I love the ruffles, I love the florals. I just love absolutely everything about it. Everything's all fresh and new and it just feels like, you know, that the beginning of the year feeling when you get when you start January and you want to start fresh and everything like that. So that's why I generally prefer the spring and the summer fashion season. For my second question, this is from the lovely Cora at World of Cora. I love her videos, go check her out. First of all, she asked me, would I like custard creams or bourbons? Difficult question, I have to say. In a moment of panic or choice, I would probably go for the bourbons, just because, you know, we all like a little bit of chocolate and all that jazz. And if I was going to go with a casual Earl Grey tea, I would definitely go with the chocolate, so bourbons. Now she also asked me, and this is such a difficult question, but a really good one, so thanks Cora, and that was, what would be the hardest thing to give up on? Such a difficult question. I could answer this in a really deep way or in a sort of jokey way, so I'm going to kind of just go for a general collective. I actually gave up something not that long ago which I found so hard, and for many years I thought that it would probably be impossible to do so, and that was actually my job. Living abroad. I have been abroad for 9 years if you didn't already know, and it was one thing that I thought, am I ever going to be able to give up this lifestyle and my actual job? And I've managed to do that this year. I really wanted to spend more time with my friends and family, and so here I am back in the UK. I'm really annoyed that I wasn't actually doing YouTube from my time away, because those videos would have been absolutely awesome. But yes, that was one thing which I thought I could never give up on, and I actually managed to do, so who knew? Another thing is dairy as well. I found out I'm dairy intolerant, and giving up cheese has been the hardest thing of my life. Do I sneak for the cheese and chocolate here and there? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I do. I do still have a little bit of cheese and chocolate, and it's bad for me and it's not good, but difficult. And if I was going along the more meaningful lines, I would say love. That's really difficult for me. If a relationship wasn't particularly working out or something like that, but I generally loved that person, but I knew it wasn't right for me, that is such a hard thing for me to give up on. And I mean any type of relationship, a friendship, a family relationship, a general relationship. I think that's, for me, one of the hardest things to give up on. Ooh, getting in with the deep and meaningful questions, guys. Now the beautiful Alice Marie asked me, if you had to shop in one store for the rest of your life, what shop would it be? Again, a very difficult question, because I love to go into different stores for different reasons. So to just pick one is really tough. I would say online it would definitely be Missguided. I love a lot of their clothes in different categories. I generally always just tend to reach for their clothes, and I'm always looking online on their sites. Or I'm just going to go with obvious Primark, because Primark is just your bog standard basics. Sometimes they come out with some cracking gems. You can get absolutely everything you want in there. Don't get me wrong, I love high street stores, like literally I love them all for their individual reasons, but as I said, if I had to just pick one, Missguided or Primark. That's two, I just can't do this. Okay, I'm gonna go with Missguided. Now next up, the lovely Rihanna Reynolds asked me, what made me start YouTube, and does it feel weird talking to a camera, and if so, how'd you get over it? Now that's a very good question, thank you Rihanna. I have been watching YouTubers and videos for, I'd say, a good 6 years. That's about 6 years ago I became obsessed with watching YouTubers, and I absolutely loved it, but I was one of these people that basically just hid. I didn't like anything, I didn't really ever comment. I was just obsessed with watching them, and I would watch them and I'd always think, you know what, I would love to be part of this community and join in. And I think subconsciously I always had that at the back of my head that I would do it at some point, but I knew that I didn't have a camera, I didn't have any equipment, I didn't know how to edit, I knew absolutely nothing. I regret not starting it sooner, I'll be completely honest with you. I wish I had just taken the leap and started it a long time ago. So any advice for you guys out there that want to do it, honestly, do it as soon as possible, because you just won't regret it. And if you do regret it, then, well, yeah, at least you tried, you know what I mean? So yeah, basically it's my favourite hobby. I absolutely love doing YouTube and I wouldn't give it up for the world. Going back to Cora's question, YouTube is another thing I would find really difficult to give up on. So that's why I started it. I love all things to do with fashion, beauty, style, lifestyle. I just love it. So that's why I started my channel. And yes, it definitely does feel weird talking to a camera. It is the strangest feeling ever. Now, I used to be a presenter. I used to be on stage all the time, acting, singing, dancing, all of that jazz. And so in that respect, I would be in front of hundreds of people each night and I could just spout whatever down the microphone. It didn't bother me at all. Sitting in front of a camera is a little bit different. You sometimes feel like a little bit of a wally, and if there's other people in the house, like my family, they don't really get the whole YouTube thing. I mean, they're happy for me, they're glad that I'm doing something that I really enjoy, but they don't quite get it. So if ever they're in the house, I get a little bit shy. I feel like I can't just be confident and myself over camera. Also, sometimes you don't see me editing these videos. I will just start spouting a load of gobbledygook and I'll have to just cut things out, or I'll stutter or mumble on my words, or just not have a clue what I'm talking about. The best way to get over it is to just do it. Honestly, literally, if you just go for it, the more you practice, the better it becomes, the easier it becomes. And for me personally, doing what I did on stage, it just doesn't make me embarrassed at all. Like, I can sit in front of a camera, I can be on stage in front of a big audience and it wouldn't bother me at all. I think that's come with quite a few years of doing it though. I'd definitely say getting over something, put yourself out there is the best way. Just go ahead and just go for it. Otherwise, it builds up in your brain and you actually think it's probably worse than actually what it is. So I hope that helped you out, and if you are thinking of doing YouTube, then just go for it. You'll love it. Also, another question, what is my all-time favourite makeup brand? Again, such a difficult question, but I have to say overall it would probably be MAC. I have used MAC makeup for many years. I love all of their foundations, their lipsticks. I always reach for them time and time again. Got hair in my mouth. Yeah. But that is really difficult. Again, I use different things with different brands. Like, I always go for the Rimmel powders and mascaras. I always go for L'Oreal blushes and lipsticks. So they all have a different love in my life, all the different brands. But overall, if I had to just pick one, it would definitely be MAC. They'd just be pricey. Know what I mean, loves? Next up, I had a few questions from Davey D. And he asked me, first of all, what was the scariest thing I have ever done? I have two answers for this. First of all, dating back to when I was a child, I actually moved schools. I had a really difficult time at one school. I got bullied. It was just the most horrendous experience of my life. And I moved to a new school and I had no confidence whatsoever. I had no idea what was wrong with me. Back then I was really just down and depressed, but I didn't know it because I was so young. I think I was like 11. And I moved schools, and that was probably the most difficult and hardest experiences of my life. It took me many years to get over and settle in. Lots of things happened. It's a very long story, but yes, ultimately that. Also, another really scary experience for me was going to live abroad. I was 18 when I first moved abroad, and that has got to be one of the hardest things I've ever done, but the best thing. Going abroad and living away has been probably the best experience of my life. I've absolutely loved it and I'm so glad I did it, but at the time I think I got homesick within the first day. It was horrible and it took me a long time to kind of adjust, particularly as that season I was away for a winter season, so I was away over Christmas. For me, Christmas is such a big deal with being with my family, so yeah, that was such a hard thing for me to overcome, but it made me into such a better, stronger person, and I've got those memories for life. So scariest but best thing. He also asked if I could be reincarnated as an animal, what would I want to be? Difficult. My favourite animal is a bunny because they're super cute, but I don't think I would actually want to be a bunny. I'll be completely honest with you right there. If I could be any animal, it would probably be a bird because I could fly and scoop and yeah, just go and travel around and see lots of different places in the air, and you're kind of safe in the air, aren't you? So yeah, that would be fun. You could have lots of adventures. I'd like to be a bird. Next up from my favourite Honey Poppy, she wrote to me and said, who is your favourite man celebrity crush? Ooh, this is the most easiest question I think I found from the whole Q&A, and that has to be Nick Bateman. Ah, such a beautiful, delightful man. If you don't know who he is, honestly, go on his Instagram and you'll see what I'm talking about. And if you can't see what I'm talking about, then you will. You just will. Go have a look. And she also asked me if I had a superpower, what would I choose? Now, this actually came up in a game not that long ago that I played with my family, and I gave my second answer, but my first answer, upon reflection, and seeing as this question came up yet again, I would say I would love to be a healer. I know that's a little bit cliche and a little bit cheesy, but I would love to be able to go out there and heal as many different people with illnesses or emotional problems or just anything, any problems that they had. I wish I could be a healer and make them all better and yeah, make them feel good again. What better power could you have than making people feel better? Or as an alternative, I am uber nosy, so an invisibility power would be absolutely amazing. I'd love to be like a fly on the wall and listen to people's conversations and stuff like that because I'm uber nosy, so But yeah, ultimately I'd love to be a healer. Next up from the wonderful Love Violet, she asked, do you dislike anyone? Oh, difficult question. Generally no, I actually quite like everyone in my life. There's not one person that I would pinpoint out and say I don't like you. I'm not really that type of person. I generally like to get to know people. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can dislike qualities I think about people or certain things, but I generally don't dislike anyone. There is one person though from when I was younger that always stuck in my brain, and yeah, I'm going to tell you a little story because it was my own fault, but still I've never been able to live it down. And when I was a child, I used to play Knock Down Ginger because I was a kid and I thought it was funny, you know, bang bang and run away and hide and all that. Anyway, there was a man along the road and we called him Stinky Pete, and we thought it was really, really funny to go and constantly knock down Ginger, his door. Anyway, he knew exactly who I was, and this one time, do you remember those go-karts you used to get? We had, me and my sister had 2 go-karts, and we kept on taking them up the alley, which was right next to his house, and we're getting our go-karts, go down the go-karts along the alley, and it must have been really, really noisy, and we must have been the most annoying little brats ever. And this one time I heard this, psst, come here, and we thought the fence was like literally speaking to me. I thought the fence was literally speaking to me, and I walked up to it, got off my go-kart and was looking around to see who had said it. Next thing I know, this hose pipe has come over the fence and literally drowned me. I have never been more petrified. I left my go-kart there and then, screamed and ran all the way home to my mum, and it turned out to be Stinky Pete. Yes, Stinky Pete, you got your revenge. Yes, I still dislike you to this day because of that moment. And there you go. In answer to your question, do you still have a dislike for someone? That's Stinky Pete. Okay, next up from the lovely Paige Brooks, she's asked me, what is your favourite horror movie? Well, as you all know, or some of you might not know, that I am an absolute horror fanatic. I love watching scary films all the time. It's a weekly thing for me. Without a doubt, I literally go to my friend's house and we watch scary films all the time. So this is quite a difficult question. All of these questions have been really difficult. Q&As are hard. So my favourite horror movies have got to be Ring or Ring 2 and The Grudge and the Grudge series. I absolutely love those films. I've seen them so many times. I just know everything about those films. Literally, I could, you know when you're one of those annoying people that could literally say everything that's in a film? Yeah, that would be me with one of those. So yeah, The Ring and The Grudge, just the ultimate scary films. I think I must have seen Oh, you know what? I can't say that because I clearly haven't seen every single horror movie out there, but I have seen a lot of them. I'm not even joking you. Let me know down in the comments a scary film that you absolutely love and can recommend, because if I see one that I haven't watched, I'm totally going to be watching that and get all over that. So write it down in the comments. The lovely Emma then asked me, if I could live in a book, TV series or a film, what would it be? That's really, really tough. I would say either Harry Potter, because let's just be honest, Harry Potter's the best thing, and who wouldn't want to live in the wizarding world and make spells and potions and play Quidditch? That would just be like the coolest thing ever. TV series wise, I would have to say Desperate Housewives, because I absolutely love Wisteria Lane. You could just, oh, it's just the ultimate street to live on, isn't it? With all the really cool people, and they always have drama and fun. And for my final question from the lovely, I hope I pronounce this right, Chizard. I'm so sorry if I get this wrong. Chizard I'm gonna go for. Chizard asked me if you could go anywhere in the world right at this moment in time, where would it be? And I would have to say, I would absolutely love to go to America. I've been to New York, but I would love to do more of America. So I would go to California, LA, maybe on to Vegas. So that might be a thing happening this year, potentially. We will see, fingers crossed. I'd like to also go down in the Keys. I'd like to go towards Mexico way. I'd like to go to Panama, Florida. Do Route 66, it would be absolutely amazing. So yeah, I love Americans, and I think it would be awesome to go and see a little bit more of their country. So if I could go anywhere right this moment in time, it would be to America. Or back to Thailand, because I was there literally just over a year ago, and it was just the best place I've ever been in my life. So there you go, that was all for my Q&A. Thank you so much for everyone that gave me a question to answer. I have loved doing this video. I had quite a few difficult questions, I think, to answer. So yeah, thank you very, very much for all your questions. I do hope you liked this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to come and subscribe if you are brand new to my channel, and I'll see you all next time with my next video. See you later, everyone. Bye. Guys, I've just had a little visitor come and join me. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. You're my favourite little man, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm filming a Q&A, which means lots of people have asked me questions and I'm going to answer them. So, do you have a question you want to ask me?
Why do you have a crocodile head?
I don't know. I've got a crocodile head, guys. That's the situation going on right now. Why do I have a crocodile head?
Because you've got a funny face.
Because I've got a funny face. Well, there you have it. That's settled that one. High five to that. Bye then. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Can I put lipstick on you now?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Mummy might be mad. Should we do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, look at that. You've been bananaed. What did you get my mama?
I got her some yellow and red flowers, some red flowers, some yellow flowers, some orange flowers.
These ones right here.
Yeah, those ones.
Oh, you want to say
Big thumbs up, subscribe.
Yeah. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.